Hello, I'm Sonia, the founder of Sleep Baby Sleep, and today I'm in my son's bedroom and I want to share my birth story. It is something that has always been interesting for me, so I thought maybe other moms would like to hear about other moms' birth stories. Okay, so I had a pretty good pregnancy. First of all, my pregnancy was a surprise, so I was not planning on having a baby. So finding out I was pregnant was one of the most shocking news in my lifetime, I would say. So cried, but not really happy tears, really scared. I had only known Louis' dad for around 6-7 months when I got pregnant. So yeah, a lot of uncertainties. We were not living together yet. So yeah, for me, pregnancy was a little stressful because of that. And also during my pregnancy, my parents separated for a while. My grandpa died, and my first grandparent that actually passed away. So a lot of extra stressors, I guess. But other than that, like, I was physically healthy, the pregnancy was going well, everything was normal. So at least there was that. I just got it really swollen at the end, gained a lot of weight at the end. Was like a big balloon. So yeah, and I had a doula. I had a doula that was following me. So that was like extra support and help. I could ask questions and she was preparing me mentally. Plus I had a few friends that had babies like a month before or a few months before. So yeah, a lot of support from friends. Okay, so the birth story. So I was feeling some liquid, I don't know how to say this, some leakage, I guess. And I wasn't sure if it was my water or not, because they always tell you like when it's your water, you're gonna feel it. Like you're gonna know that your water broke. So for me, it was just like tiny drips. I did not know, like not needing really to put a pad or anything. So I was texting my doula and she's like, well, if it continues, I would go get it checked because I don't know, like I can't tell. So I make an appointment. I think it was the Monday afternoon to get checked. And then it was an intern, like it's always interns. And I think I laid on that bed for an hour. So she took a sample to see if it was my water. And so it took forever. I felt very alone and a little scared, to be honest. And then she finally came in and she's like, yeah, we have confirmed that it is your water. So I think, you're basically staying in the hospital. You're bringing your documents and you're going into labor. I'm like, what? So I walk with my stuff. Obviously, I call my partner, Louis' dad. I'm like, so apparently, like, I'm not leaving this hospital without the baby, you know? Like, I'm giving birth soon type of thing. And he's like, should I finish work? Like, yeah, you should finish work. So he has his boss, obviously, and he's like, yeah, go, like, leave. And then I texted the doula, but I said, like, I don't need you right now, but, like, later on. So whatever. I go up, and they put me in this room, in this gown, and starting to get nervous because the room beside me, there's a lady pushing a baby out. And I hear her screaming, puking. So I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. What it's gonna be like. And maybe a little backtrack. I wanted to have like a natural birth. So I did not want to be medicated or have the epidural. I really wanted to try to just do it as natural as possible if my body allowed it, you know. And then okay, so my partner arrives, I guess, maybe an hour or so after. I called him, and he gets in the room, like, super pale, like he's white. I'm like, oh my God. So he's, like, a super nervous person, and so he thought that I was the one screaming, like, when he was walking the halls. So he got in the room and he thought like, oh my God, Sonia is already like in labor, like pushing the baby out. Yeah, so then he calmed a little bit down, but he was still very nervous. And then I said, well, maybe you should be in touch with the doula. So he texted the doula. And yeah, so, okay. Oh, so many things I want to talk about. And then the doctor comes in and he wants to talk to us because he's been asking questions like, how long have you been having that leak or whatever, like your water? It's like, well, I think it was Monday and I think it started Saturday. Like, well, 2 days. It's like, well, you really need to have this baby soon because like if your water's leaking, like it can be dangerous for a baby. So yeah, he was just suggesting that I should get induced. And then the gynécologue, I can't say it in English. Le gynécologue, so that lady comes in and she's like really pressuring us and she's telling us that our baby is really in danger. I need to give birth soon and blah, blah, blah. So that was not fun and scary. And so we opted for me to get induced because that was what the professional were saying that was best for our situation. So I was sad. It's not what I wanted. Getting emotional. Yeah. So then we texted the doula and she's like, okay, I'll be there around 8. I think they were gonna induce me around 8. I think my birth was more traumatic than I thought. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the doula arrives. So as the doula arrives around 8:30, I don't know in which approximate time. And then I see my partner calming down. So as soon as she walks in, he's calmer. So I can be calmer. So yeah, they plug me in. I'm induced. And it's like nothing is happening that much. Like, I mean, I'm having contractions a little bit, but it's really slow. It's not that bad. And then the doula, she's also a massotherapist or whatever, and she gives massages. So she gives me a massage, a feet massage, and my partner as well. So then I can relax. So that was fun. Like the start of the labor was fun. We were just talking, hanging out. I had like an amazing delivery nurse. She was actually a big sister when I used to work at Big Brothers Big Sisters. So I had already met her. I don't know. She was the sweetest. Super calm, and yeah, so it was calm and okay, but I was not impressed that I was like plugged on something because I really wanted to not be stuck in my bed and use the bat. So then the doula asked if I could bounce on the ball because contractions were getting worse, and she asked a few times, and then the nurse said, yeah, your vitals, like everything was looking good, the baby was good. So yeah, you can go on the ball. So that helped a lot. Like being stuck in the bed made the contractions so much worse. And also, yeah, in the meantime, doctors were coming in trying to push drugs on me, which I know some people want that, and that's totally fine. But that is not what I wanted, and I did not want to be asked like 20 times if I wanted pills or meds or the epidural. Like, I did not want it. So yeah, so they kept asking, and I know they want, some moms might say they don't want it, and then pain gets really bad and they want it and they can't have it. So I know that it's for me and they really wanted to help me, but yeah, it was just a little frustrating that I had said no multiple times, but that's okay. And so yeah, we said no. I didn't want, and I just knew my body could do it, and I was confident that it was gonna be okay. So then yeah, I got on the ball, and when the contractions were getting really bad, she was doing something with my back, like pushing. I don't know, it released, it felt so good. It was really nice having her there and having her skills. And like I said, the best part I think of having a doula was to calm my partner. Like, he's such an anxious person. Like, and you could have somebody there for him. Because I'm super independent, and when I'm in a lot of pain, I don't talk. Like, I don't have the energy to talk. So for me, I was basically in my own little world through this whole birth. Basically, I was not talking, just focusing on breathing and relaxing and trying to get through this. So yeah, they induced me around 8, and then it was slowly progressing. And then I really wanted to go in the bath because one of my friends had gone in the bath, and she said that it really helped to calm her and accelerated things. And I'm like, we asked a few times, they were not sure. And then Louis was doing really well, so he was not panicking or anything. Like, he was, everything was good. So they're like, yeah, you can use the bath for 1 hour. So it was fun to just be me and my partner. I was just in the tub. We didn't even talk or anything. I was just hanging in the tub, breathing. Contractions were pretty intense, but yeah, getting through them. And then the hour passes, and then I need to get out of the tub. And that was a little hard, but it was okay. And then a little bit of blood that came out. Then my partner was like scared, like you could see that he was getting nervous. And yeah, and then the pain got intense. So basically when I went in the room, they checked me quickly because I didn't really like to be checked along the way. I'm like, don't touch me. And then they're like, okay, like she's gonna push anytime, like we need to get ready. Like the baby was coming out. And they like tried to not push, but my body was contracting by itself. And yeah, kind of like when you're puking, like your body, well, it was the other way around. And the pain got so intense that I wanted to faint, like, and puke. But none of that happened, but I was not feeling that well. Like the transition part, I think is when he's descending. I don't know. It was the hardest part for me. But I knew it was the end, you know what I mean? Like I knew he was gonna come out soon because like the pushing was gonna start. So yeah, I actually pushed in the bed. It's not really what I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it, but I like the energy was getting low and I just wanted to get the baby out. And so I pushed for I think only 29 minutes. Like Louis, like for me, that was not the bad part of the birth. I mean, I knew I was at the end. The contractions were so intense. I was just going with the contractions. I think I pushed a little too hard because, well, I have picture. My skin was all dotted, like, and I busted some veins in my eyes. Like, yeah, I think I pushed a little too hard. I just really wanted to the finish line. I wanted to get it done and get the baby out. So yeah, 28 minutes I think it was, and Louis was out. He was screaming, and so that was good. They put him on me, and then I think he actually latched, and I fed him a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of a blur, I was crying. I didn't even know. Like I seen pictures. The doula took a few pictures, and Dad got to cut the umbilical cord or whatever. I can't say it in English, and yeah, they weighed him. Normal, healthy, like everything was good. So I delivered the placenta. That was okay. But then they needed to stitch me up because I ripped a lot. I think it was 3rd degree. And I felt like they were in there for like an hour. Well, I think it was at least an hour. Because the doctor did a part and then the gynecologist came afterwards to make sure everything was good. And apparently I was supposed to be frozen, but wasn't really frozen. But to be honest, after all that pain I felt prior, like this was just like, okay, whatever, it's another thing, I don't know. So yeah, and then after I had him at 3:29 a.m. So I had it in the night. Well, I could not sleep. Like the adrenaline was running through my body. So we got to our room. Dad passed out right away. So I was like, what the? So I was texting all my friends and that I had this new baby and I sent a picture. I was taking selfies and yeah, for me, I was not tired. I mean, I don't know. This big event happened, so I was not sleeping, but I was starving. So for me, I'm a big eater. I do eat a lot. And I remember people saying, well, bring snacks, So I think I brought 4 granola bars. I ate them in like 5 minutes. So after giving birth, thank God I had snacks at least. But yeah, so I ate all of them in like 5 minutes and I needed to wait for breakfast. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, that was the hard part. Next time I'm going to have like a bunch of food if I have another kid. And I'll be prepared. Or even have like somebody deliver food to me in the hospital. Yeah. And around 8 a.m. I think, my partner's parents were already at the hospital. I was not super impressed about that. They live like 5.5 hours away. So my partner was texting them online. For me, not a fan. I mean, this is our moment. It's your parents. They don't need to know. They'll know when the kid is born. Yeah, so next time I need to have more boundaries if I have another child, because I was not a fan of having visits all day and to entertain visits. So basically they came and at some point he went home to shower and maybe take a nap or whatever, and I was stuck with them. And yeah, for me, I just wanted to be either alone or with Louis, and yeah, no, that was not a fun part. And obviously my grandparents wanted to come, my parents, my sister, my brother, which was okay. But yeah, I was exhausted. I mean, I hadn't slept all night. I was physically not hurt, but you know what I mean? I felt like I was run over by a train almost. Yeah, a little beaten up. And then, yeah, I was feeling weird after giving birth. I don't know. And they were checking me every few hours. My pressure was a little high and things were a little weird. But they actually, after 2 days in the hospital, I think they let me go. They said, okay, your blood pressure's a little high, but I think you're okay, whatever. So we go home. I feel weird. I don't feel normal, but I mean, I've never had a child. So I'm like, is this how I'm supposed to feel? I could not sleep, like not at all. I was like, my heart was always racing. And my mom had borrowed me her blood pressure machine. So I think it was the second night we were home. I'm like, I could not sleep. My heart was racing. Something was weird. I don't know. I checked and my heart was like way up and my blood pressure was way up. And usually I have low blood pressure, so I know that was not normal for me. And I think it was in the middle of the night, so maybe 2 or 3 a.m. And I wake up my partner, I was like, we need to go to the hospital. Like, I don't feel okay. This is not normal. And he's like, oh, no, you're fine, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to the hospital with Louis. You can come if you want. Like, and then he took me seriously. He's like, oh, okay. So he woke up and we got everything ready. And he drove and in the triage, they took me right away. They plugged my heart because it was, my heart was beating really, really fast. And asking a bunch of questions, like if I had a stroke or anything. So I felt safer because I was at the hospital. But we were in the emergency area. My milk was coming in. So with a newborn, that was not fun. And I didn't bring anything. I didn't think I would like be there for a long time. So they got me some pads and they didn't leave me in the emergency for a long time. They took me back to maternity. So I went there for another few days with Louis to make sure that my blood pressure would go down. So I had preeclampsia, but after birth, which is usually the other way around. So that is a little weird. But I'm happy that I noticed that I wasn't feeling good and that I did something about it. And then I could finally sleep a little bit. I remember they gave me these pills. I think it's to, I don't know, your heart beats not as quickly or something, or lowers my blood pressure. And I finally had the feeling of being sleepy. I slept for 4 hours. Like my partner took Louis and let me sleep for 4 hours. That made a big difference. But that in a nutshell is my birth story. So okay experience, but I would say a little intense. Like I'm assuming all births are a little intense, but thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps another mom, and bye.